Hello again. Welcome back to part 4 of our teaching today. And we're going to get right into the scriptures. I'm Myra Waiters, and I welcome you with my whole heart. Let's go to Baruk, I should say. And we're going to come forward a bit. We were reading a little bit into 12 through a little bit of 14 chapter of this book. But now we're going to go forward, come to the 4th chapter. I want to read that whole chapter if I can in this teaching. And this is important because, again, we're setting up a time here. And this time was when we were dispersed. This is kind of a hidden understanding of this book, but it's really telling you about our people that were dispersed by the Romans. It's giving you the prophecy, and it's giving you the prophet Baruk, again, who's almost like Jeremiah, the weeping prophet. He's been wounded by what Yah has said he had to do to his people. We are going into the 4th verse. Well, we'll go in the 3rd chapter, and we'll try to get to finish it at the 4th chapter. He did. Let's read it because we want to see his grief. 3rd chapter. Let's go verse 1. And I said, "O Yahuah, I have come into this world for this purpose, that I might see the evils of my mother." So he said, am I coming to the purpose to see my people destroyed, my mother being Jerusalem, being Zion? Not so. If it says Adonai, I don't believe that word is for us, so I just will say Yahuah. If I have found grace in your sight, first take my ruach, take my spirit, let me die, that I may go to my fathers and not behold the destruction of my mother. He's talking about Zion. For 2 things vehemently constrain me, for I cannot resist you. I must do what you tell me to do. I'm constrained. And my soul, moreover, cannot behold the evils of my mother. Cannot behold the wickedness of her and the punishment that she's going to have to endure. But one thing I will say in your presence, O Yahuah, what therefore will there be after these things? Now, this is talking about after the dispersion of Yehudah. For if you destroy your city and deliver up your land to those that hate you, and that's where it is right now. Woo. My. It's been like that for many years, though. For if you destroy your city and deliver up your land to those that hate us, how shall the name of Yisrael be again remembered? Or how shall one speak of your praises? Again, I spoke on the last program. We are the praises of Yahuah. We are those commissioned and anointed to worship, though many have taken that anointing and follow suit for money and worship Satan in the interim. Can't serve but one master. Let's go on. Or how shall one speak of your praises? Or to whom shall that which is in your Torah be explained? Who gonna explain the word? We remember Romans 10:14. Who is going to tell the people without the person that Yah called to tell them? And who does he call? He's calling you. He's calling his own people to tell them. And we got everybody telling us what the word means, except those that it was written by and to. Now you talk about something's off there. Or shall the world return to its nature of aforetime, and the age revert to primeval silence? And shall the multitude of souls be taken away? Because what's the point? If you don't have someone here to talk about Yah's ways, you might as well roll it up and forget it. There's nothing left. That's how important the word is, but people, they need to understand that. And the nature of man not again be named? And where is all that which you did say to Moses regarding us? In other words, did you forget about what happened, those promises you made to Moses regarding your people? He's questioning Yah here. And I love it because Yahuah answers and says, and Yahuah said unto me, this city shall be delivered up for a time. Never forget that. A time. There's a time it's going to start, and there's going to be a time when it's over. And the people shall be chastened during a time. We, the people of Yahuah, will be chastened for a time. And we believe next year, 2019, the time is up. 400 years. July, we came the first slave ship to these coasts of North America. And you can see all of the water starting to have the little bubbles coming. You know, before water boils, you see these little bubbles boop, boop, coming up as the water heats. You see little bubbles now. They're boop, 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 boop. But pretty soon it's going full throttle. Yeah, because Yah, I read to you already, is nigh, and he is bringing justice and judgment. Listen to this right here in 4th chapter. And Yahuah said to me, this city shall be delivered up for a time, and the people shall be chastened during a time, beginning and an end when you see time, and the world will not be given over to oblivion. You can forget about them destroying this world. The world of Yahuah will not be destroyed. Do you think that this is that city of which I say it? In other words, are you putting your whole heart in the physical city here that's getting ready to be destroyed? I love this. Do you think that this is that city of that what I said, on the palms of my hands have I graven you? This building now built in your midst is not that which is revealed. So this is before the temple was completely destroyed, and you will find that the angels of Yahuah came and destroyed the walls of Zion, so that no man would take credit for it. Did you know that? You got to study your Bibles. Listen to this here. It says, this building now built in your midst is not that which is revealed with me, that which was prepared before me beforehand from the time when I took counsel to make paradise. What was paradise made for? It was made for man. And showed it to who? Adam. Before he sinned. See? But when he transgressed the commandment, it was removed from him. Paradise was more than just a physical place. It was where the presence of the Most High could meet with man. Listen to this. And showed it to Adam before he sinned. But when he transgressed the commandment, it was removed from him. Now, I thought that he was cast out, of paradise, or the Garden of Eden. No, the Garden of Eden just wasn't a place. It was a presence. And he lost it. The presence of the Most High. Because he walked with him in the cool of the day. Let's go on. It says this. 4. And after these things I showed it to my servant Abraham by night among the portions of the victims. That's when he had asked him to get so many animals and cut them in half. That was a covenant, the Abrahamic covenant. And he walked through, and that's when, remember we read in Genesis 14, after he went to sleep, after he walked through that covenant. It was Yah's covenant. It was the blood of the animals, but it was to solidify the covenant between him and his people through Abraham. But he also at that time talked about the time we're living in now, where we'll be 400 years in a horrible, horrible, horrible situation. 400 years of bondage, suffering, pain. It was so horrible. Go back and read it. In the 12th and the 14th verse. I'm not going to go back and read it right now. Let's go on. And so he goes on to say, and again, also I showed it to Moses on Mount Sinai when I showed to him the likeness of the tabernacle, the likeness. Remember, the tabernacle was built after the floor plan of the tabernacle in heaven. So he showed him the likeness of the tabernacle and all its vessels. So these vessels were already in place in heaven because Yahusha was already in place. The light came at the beginning. Let there be light. Yahusha came in the beginning. In the beginning was the Word. And the Word was God, Word was with God. And you know what he said? Let there be light. Let there be salvation. And salvation displaced the darkness. That's why we should not be walking around here in darkness, but in the light of Yahuah. And now behold, it is preserved with me. Where is paradise? Yahusha told the thief on the cross, this day thou shalt be with me in paradise. This day thou shalt be with me in the presence of my Father. This day you shall be in a place where the scents and aromas and are just something that you could not even imagine, where the flowers, the colors, where the greens, the blues, the reds, everything is excellent and beautiful. Perfect. No dead leaves, no rotting leaves, no nothing rotted. Fruit, beautiful fruit. This is where he promised we would be until the New Jerusalem is constructed and we are placed there. I believe we'll be in paradise. I believe we'll be with Yahusha until this place is renovated when it comes to that last day of judgment, the day that this place will go up in smoke. Not water, but fire next time. All right, 6. And now behold, it is preserved with me, as also paradise. Go therefore and do as I command you. The tabernacle's with me. Come on now. And paradise is with me. Because in him is in all. It was in him before it manifested, and it's in him now. Yahusha put it this way: I go to prepare a place for you. By his blood, we have rights to paradise now. We can go to paradise, and we don't have to be waiting in a whole tank. Because when Yahusha perished, and he died, he didn't perish, he died. He went and took the keys of hell, death, and the grave from Satan. And the saints followed him out of Sheol. Oh, yes, they did. And they were seen even by those that knew them. And I believe every one of them was led to paradise. Oh, yes, I do. For our tabernacle is not our tabernacle, is our Yahuah. He tabernacles with men, his saved, redeemed, obedient men and women who have placed their trust in the blood atonement of his son, Yahusha, who is Yah, our salvation. Grieving over lost. You get a time to grieve. Everyone grieves over loss. This is a mighty loss. But there are losses that we have in our lives we cannot allow to overtake our lives. Because then what are you saying? You see, Yahuah is our prize. See, we have paradise in him. We have the tabernacle in him. We have fellowship in him. We have all of our needs met according to his riches in glory in him. Every promise we have is in him. So when you put someone that you loved has been gone for so long and you still sitting there grieving over them, but you can't really be the person in the kingdom you should be, shame on you. You got to let that go. You can't bring them back by grieving. What you're doing is you're taking time away from Yah, who says love him with all of your heart, your mind, and your soul. I want to encourage you to come out of it, snap out of it. There is a time for grief, but then there's a time to lay it down at the feet of Yahuah and pick up your cross. Pick, I say, your stake and follow him. So I don't know who that was for, but I don't normally do that. But whoever you are out there who just seem to can't get your foot to get in front, your right foot in front of the left, it's time. Let it go. There's great things that he has died to give us. And whatever your loss, it can't be as great as your gain in him. Don't snub y'all. Pay close attention to him. Because he's going to lead you out of that darkness into his marvelous light. You latch onto that light and don't you let it go. I know an old song we used to sing, brought me out of darkness into this marvelous light. Yes, he did. So whoever that message was for just then, I pray it will bless your soul, your heart. For he is our Yah. I'm going to stop here and just talk to you personally right now. Pray you get something. Go through the book. It's really wonderful. I'm sure many of you have and know the book probably quite well. But for those who learn something in this series, I just give y'all the praise for that. But I just want to take a few minutes before I tune out of here and just talk to my people. I don't usually talk too much about myself, but I'm going to say a little bit. I really do care about you. I care about you because Yah placed it in my heart. Because he loves you. And if we as a people could just put down our fights, our disagreements for a moment. This is a huge, huge thing to say, because I don't have a better word, that's going on right now. He said we would be partially blind for a while. But if you don't know that he's speaking about you, how will you wake up? So he sent his prophets. I'm only one. I'm one of his prophets. To give you his message of love. That he has come for you. Not in the way you had understood it before, but grander than that. Not lumped all in with the Hebrew Gentiles, but understanding that you were special people. And it's hard for people that have been put down so long to comprehend that you are the true Israelites. I know it's hard. And then people are teaching so many good things, but it can be confusing. So for you who he loves, the beloved of Yahuah, just put anything that's confusing you, you put it aside. Put it aside and wait. Your Father will send you the truth, will show it to you. You're not sure of something, don't force it down, wait. And don't let anybody else force anything down your throat. Because this isn't a man's idea, project, plan. This is straight from your Father in heaven. It's he that is waking you up. So naturally, Satan wants to jump on board and confuse a lot of you. All these people with all these different messages, is sent to confuse you. Please don't be confused. Tune out everybody else. Just tune us out. If I'm confusing you, tune me out. Turn me off. Find out what the law scriptures are. Nobody knows you're reading them, though they are legitimate. Start reading. Just read them. Don't listen to other people telling you what to do or not to do. Just start doing what Yah said. He said he uses his word to correct, to edify, to teach. The word corrects the word adds to the word. You don't have to worry about that. You just get into that word with your whole heart. You cry out for understanding. He will lead you to the people that he wants you to hear. Not that there's others out there that aren't fine for their purpose, but everybody's not for every. He's given different gifts, different ministries. He's not calling a coalition of the wild and fabulous. He is not doing that. He is not calling people to war for him, to fight battles. The battle we fight is on our knees. The battle we fight is in prayer. That's how we fight, with prayer and understanding the word and the spirit of the Ruach. No personality is your God. And no one person has all the answers. He made it that way so we would not idolize people. Please take it upon yourself, because the hour is growing very dark and the times are shortened. And you may not have very much time left to at least get on your knees in prayer and humility and search out his word. You see, the truth not only makes us free, it makes us hear. It makes us even hear the lies, that we can recognize a lie when we hear it because of the truth that has been embedded in our soul. So you're not carried away by every wind of doctrine, but built up in the faith of the Most High. I can't tell you how important it is. I do these programs once a month, so I don't get to talk to you too often. But between the time you hear this message to you and to the time, if there's another time that you will hear my voice again, this is what I want you to pick up. That Yah has given us every good thing. He's laid it out. He suffered and died for it and gave it to us. It's up to us now to get into his word without prejudice, preconceived notions, opinions of men, traditions of men, because you're only going to answer for yourself, nobody else. And I don't care how led astray somebody else is going to take you. They'll pay for that, but you're going to pay too. It doesn't do anything against my faith if you don't believe that if you've had that background of the Atlantic slave trade, if it don't believe that you are a true Israelite, a Yisraelite, or a Yehudi, or Yehuda. It's just that as you see these things coming, if you don't want to sit down and study, I hope you remember these words. And I hope you remember what is said about the death of all of those who have harmed us, belittled us. We don't have to be angry. They're dying. They're desperate. And if you don't be careful, you'll be right there with them. Familiar spirit. Instead of saying, no, wait a minute, I am a Yehudi. There are precious promises made to me. And I have to be aware of them and live them out. Best I know. Best he gives it to me to live. See, we don't have time for venom and spitting at people. We don't have time for that. I pray you'll hear me today because I'm speaking from my heart. And I believe I wouldn't even have a heart to speak from if it wasn't for the presence of the Ruach. I'm not trying to be popular. I'm not trying to be famous. I don't want to be either one. I just want you to listen to the word because I have a soul too that needs to be saved. And the Bible says that the soul that is saved is to him that endures to the very end. To the very end. And I pray you'll come out from the ignorance that have been taught you, from the traditions of men, from the organizations, denominations. Y'all didn't call us to those things. In fact, the organization and denominations would kill them, the religious folk and the sinner. All right, I'm going to let you go. I pray that you heard my heart, heard the heart of Yahuah. We love you. Until next time, go with him. Why? Because if you do, he'll always go with you. Till next time, bye-bye and shalom.